Hi, peeps. I'm Auriel Grace, and welcome to a spiritual show. so, uh, it looks like Facebook is doesn't like me anymore, or something. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. But we're live here on YouTube. So tonight we're talking gratitude. Wow. So I'm gonna if you do not know who Joe Dispenza is, I'm a big fan of Joe Dispenza, and I'm always encouraging people to watch his channel, or if you can see him live, it's it's awesome. Um, I met Joe Dispenza, gosh, I don't know how long ago, probably about 15, 20 years ago, and he really talks about gratitude and what it can do to really change your life and how it does it. So tonight, I think I've done a pretty good description of that. So I'm going to be saying words I normally don't say. So it's okay to laugh. Hey, Mary Bowberry. All right. So anyway, before we start the show, I have some announcements. So I'm psychic, not telepathic, and clearing with purpose. The Kindle books are on sale on Amazon for 99 cents each. Go check them out. Hop, skip, jump right on over and check them out, okay? Um, because I'm working on the love book, and it's probably a good idea to read at least Clearing with Purpose before you get to the love book. Okay. The love book is going to be published, I decided, in February for Valentine's Day. So, anyway, that's when it's coming out. Okay. So, I have a free workshop on Thursday night. And the posts are on Facebook, or you can go over to my website at rielgrace.net, click on the events tab. It is a free workshop. It's at 7 o'clock Eastern time, and it's Let's Talk About Love. That's the name of the workshop. So we're going to talk about love. It'll be fun. So it is free, and all you need to do is click on the RSVP button on my website, and it'll take you to the place where you RSVP, okay? All right. So that is on Thursday night on 11/13. On 11/15, if you're in North Carolina, I am going to be at the High Point, North Carolina library. I think I'm going to go see a troll afterwards. And I'm going to be selling books. I'm going to have books for sale. So come by if you're in North Carolina and bring a book. Bring one of my books that you want signed. I'll sign it. I'll have signed books there. Okay? I'll be there from 11 to 2:30. All right. I am running the November special right now. And it is intuitive readings and energy sessions, $60 for 45 minutes. You have to pre-book. You can't email me that morning wanting a reading. I'm sorry. I'm booking up. But if you email me or text me, I will book you in. Okay? All right. So please make sure to give me a minute so I can get you in. Okay? All right, cool. So let's talk about gratitude. All right. So gratitude will make you happy. That's one thing for sure. It changed my life when I really focused on it, and I just decided that I'm not going to let other stuff, other things. Um, I'm not going to let negativity like stop me from my goals or stop me from doing the things that I want to do. I'm going to do it anyway. And so it did change my life in many ways. And it really helped me expand and grow. A lot of people ask me, like, how can you be so happy when all this crap's going on? Well, some of the stuff that is going on in our world has to happen. It has to happen. And people are like starting to join into the happening though. They're starting to speak up, they're starting to do things, and that's really good. So the energy is building, and today Mercury went into retrograde. And as long as you're a good communicator, you got this retrograde. But if you're not a good communicator, you'll be learning how to communicate a little bit better. All right. So hopefully tonight I will be able to communicate this to you clearly. All right. So, one of the great things about gratitude is one, you feel good, right? You start, your heart chakra opens, your mind opens. You can see the possibilities in your life, and you can, it's just really awesome. So, one of the things that I'm going to ask you to do is think about, what are you grateful for? Really, not just like, oh, my house or my life, or what are you truly grateful for? And then feel the feeling of that, because there's so many things that happen when you really feel grateful, really, because it changes the chemistry in your brain. Isn't that a miracle? Like, so it can help you balance out and become clearer in your mind, your thoughts, your emotions, and your heart. Just so awesome. Okay. So it assists you because your head and your mind is clear. It assists you too with like connecting to your spirit guides and angels and focusing on that connection to source, which is awesome. All right. So let's talk about rewiring our brain tonight because that is going to help you with making those great connections. All right. So part of, we used to, there was a movie a long time ago. What was it called? It was called yeah, The Secret. It was called The Secret. And it was huge and it was great. And they talked a lot about, what happens when you feel grateful and you're making intentions and stuff. And so a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, I'm intending for all these things and they're not happening." Part of the reason that they didn't happen is because, well, the timing of it, right? Because sometimes you have to have things happen in order for the big thing to happen. And so, what manifesting our intention can do for you is it can lead you to that place. But if you decide, I don't want it to look like that, I want it to look like this, but it has to look like this before it can look like that. So take your time with your manifestations, your intentions, right? And really focus on what you're grateful for, to be open for your next steps and whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. Okay, because gratitude is really a part of it, it's hand in hand. And that's what a lot of people missed um, from that video, is that in order to manifest your heart's desire, and that you really have to be into it, you really have to feel it, right? Okay. All right. So one of the things that is really cool about gratitude and being grateful is presence. It assists us with being present, with really being in the moment, because what we're thinking about, what we're grateful about, is it brings us right here and right now, right? Even if we're grateful for things that have happened, that are happening now, it still brings us into this moment. And when we're in the moment, what happens? We're only thinking about right now. And that's good, because being present assists us in our daily lives. It helps us with daily things, um, it helps us not miss our life, right? Because we're here to live our lives. How do you want to live your life? Okay, so this is why I always tell people who are having situations that make them unhappy, that cause depression, oppression, they feel trapped. Is I always say, think about what you are grateful for. Think about what you're grateful for and feel that feeling, because when you feel it, you manage to, like, open your energy field to what is out there, what is more for you, what you truly want and desire, and all the ways that you can achieve that, because there's so many ways of achievement now these days. It's not just a few ways now, like the whole world has opened up to us, right? So, okay, so now I have to think of this. So, when you feel gratitude, your brain releases the feel good sauce in your brain, the neurotransmitters, right? So, dopamine and serotonin, those are the two things that, like, rock your world. It's like going out and sitting in the sunshine for a whole long time. It makes you happy, right? So, dopamine and serotonin are released when you feel grateful. And that's what, like, that's why you want to keep feeling that way, that optimism, because it assists with optimism. It assists you from coming up from the lower resonance and up to the higher ones. A lot of people always ask me, like, how can I ascend? Be grateful. Be grateful. So these chemicals improves your mood. It reduces stress hormones, cortisol. Blech. We don't like cortisol. Cortisol is bad, yucky. All right. Gratitude enhances feelings of happiness, contentment. It assists us with motivation. It helps us get a good night's sleep. Yeah. I'm never able to go to sleep when I'm mad. When I'm mad, I can't go to sleep. So I have to think about what I'm grateful so that I can go to sleep if I'm upset. So that's what I do. I just lay in bed and go, okay, so what am I grateful for? Oh yeah, that's right. And start feeling it so I can go to sleep. So again, it helps with clarity in our thoughts and in our hearts. Oxytocin is the bonding hormone. So, oxytocin is released when we feel grateful, and gratitude is expressed towards others, right? So, when we are grateful for, like, our spouses, our moms, we're grateful for our family, we're grateful for um, people that we love, our friends, our neighbors, it really helps us, like, feel that happiness, right? It assists with connecting and bonding. So, and that's why I always tell people that are married, even if you're not happy with each other, sit on the sofa and hold hands. You don't have to say nothing to each other. You just hold hands. When you hold hands with someone you love, you strengthen your bond and it releases that lovely oxytocin so you feel good, right? That's that feeling when you get a good hug, you know? That's that feeling when you're amongst friends and you're appreciating them and that. So that feeling helps you feel good. Yeah. And it's easier when you feel good to keep your heart open and align with the energy of love. It's easier for you to think of the possibilities that you can achieve every day when you feel grateful. So we don't want to be stressed because then it releases that yucky cortisol. We don't like cortisol. Cortisol is something that is unhealthy. Too much cortisol, too much stress. What does that do? That gives us like colds, it gives us headaches, we gain weight, we feel lazy and grumpy, and we don't want cortisol. So when you start feeling that edge come on, like you're going to be really grumpy, sit back and go, okay, so what am I grateful for? That's right. So that we can eliminate the release of cortisol in your life. And so then you're healthier. You're healthier on all levels, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, and spiritually as well. All right. So hope remember that. Cortisol, bad. All right. So I did a video like 3 years ago called, I think it's called Rewiring Your Brain. It might be on the Psychic Tip of the Day playlist. Um, so Joe Dispenza talks about rewiring our brain. He talks about how we open up pathways, neural pathways in our mind to help us like just be happy. And it helps us also like with strategizing, with thinking, with critical thinking. When we can think critically and clearly, we can create so much and also assist other people as well because resonance is catchy. So, like, if you're happy and you meet somebody that's cranky and they're like, how can you be happy? You just say, I'm just very grateful, and then it gives them something to think about, right? So it's being also a good example for people. That's what we want. We want that, right? We want to be great examples for everyone because as light workers, we want to spread the light, right? Yay! Spreading light's fun. It's not a hardship. Some old school light workers are like, ah, life has to be hard. It doesn't. It doesn't have to be hard at all. It's a choice. Okay. All right. So gratitude rewires our brain, as I was talking about. Um, it strengthens those neural pathways associated with positive thinking and happiness. This creates a positive like loop. It's a loop. And so it when you continue to feel positive, when you continue to feel grateful, that loop doesn't break. It just strengthens, right? And you're retraining your brain, you're creating new habits. You're creating a habit that's going to assist you, with every day and assist you with connecting with people, assist you with understanding why people do the things that they do. Because a lot of people will say, well, I wouldn't do that, but you're not everyone else. So we have to remember that, right? Because you wouldn't do it doesn't mean that everybody else will do it. And being a good example helps them asks you, how do you do it? This is how I do it. All right. So this is why I always advise to think about something you're grateful for when you're in a space that you feel like you can't get out of because you can always get out of it. Always. There's always a way. All right. When you start thinking in a positive way, things will start to open up for you or you will actually the things are already opened up for you. You'll actually go, "Oh my god." Like it's there and you just walk right into it, right? So you start to realize the openings for yourself when you're grateful. And that is so pleasant and wonderful, right? Things like that happen a lot. And it's very fun and you make connections or you realize that you have those connections and you're able to utilize that connection and it makes you feel again, it strengthens that neural loop. right? So you don't go backwards to like, you don't want to do that. All right. All right. So to break those habits, when you get in a loop of negative thinking, okay, you stop yourself, you realize what it is, and you become present and you like go, okay, yeah, no, we're not going there. We're going to go over here. That's why now I can laugh at people that, think that either one, I'm crazy, or two, that I'm going to hell. So now I can laugh at people that do that to me and not feel bad about it, right? Because a lot of people do think that, oh, you can't just think positively. Why not? You can achieve more through positivity than you can anything else. Just like our grandmothers used to say, you can get more with honey than you can get with sour stuff, right? So think about it. All right. Feeling grateful activates the parasympathetic parasympathetic nervous system. That's what that is, which helps your body rest and digest. So it helps your body rest and digest. Digesting is a good thing. A lot of people have issues with digestion now these days because of the food. Some of the food that is out there is not very good for us. And so it's hard to digest it, right? It's hard to get it going on. So, um, and it just not only that, but it assists with digesting, you know, thinking, internalizing our moods and um, what we are thinking, okay, how we are feeling. So, this response can lower your heart rate and blood pressure. We like leading to a calmer state. So, be grateful. Be grateful so that your heart stays healthy, okay? And you're calm. Yeah, which is nice. It's always nice to be calm, right? So, consistent gratitude practice can lead to changes in how you think, learn, perceive the world, and making you more resilient to stress and negative experiences, right? So, a while back ago, when I lived in Colorado, um, I I used to trans channel. Yeah, and I did it in Chicago too. So I trans channeled angels, and somebody asked me if I wanted to trans channel at this big metaphysical fair that I was actually helping. Like I was helping it getting it together, and I didn't wanna do it. I didn't wanna channel in front of in public. So, like, I was doing it already privately, but I wasn't doing it in public yet. And, one of my friends was just like, "Why not?" And I said, "What if they throw food at me?" Because 'Cause I'm silly like that. Anyway, she said, "They're not gonna throw food at you, but you can't keep all that light within you. You have to express it." Right? But I had a fear of getting in front of 50 people, 100 people, and channeling because I was afraid of what people thought. But I had to stop myself and really think about like, okay, so why am I afraid? Why am I not being present with this? And so I ended up doing it. Nobody threw food at me, but my entrance thing was $10 and a chocolate bar. And at first people were like, "Oh, $10 and a chocolate bar?" I'm like, "Yes, $10 and a chocolate bar." And I had so much chocolate because it didn't occur to me that 50 people would really show up. So I had boxes of chocolate, I had chocolate bars, I had so much chocolate, it was hilarious, and that was my fee, um, yeah, I guess about 20 years ago, that's how much I charged, $10 in a chocolate bar for several years, and everybody I would it was amazing how much chocolate I got. So, feeling grateful, helped with that because I was so grateful to get that chocolate, but I wanted to make sure that people would be grateful too. And I wanted to put them in the state of mind of like when you eat a piece of chocolate, because I am a chocolate lover. If I don't have chocolate twice a week, I'm a grump. So, um, if that's how I kind of, look at people like, oh, you don't like chocolate? But these people were so grateful and thought it was just hysterical that that was part of what they would have to pay to hear angels and receive messages from them. So after that, I looked at things more from a humorous angle rather than like, oh God, somebody's going to throw food at me. All right. So the point is when you're grateful, it doesn't matter what people think of you. It only matters what you think of yourself because you're present. Gratitude brings you into the moment. All right. So be consistent with your gratitudes. Write them down, read them, say them out loud. I say them out loud in my house all the time. Usually I have little sticky notes all over the house, but I did a big cleanup and I am starting anew with my gratitude post-its. And I usually have gratitude post-its everywhere, all over my house to remind me, oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I am grateful for. All right. So when you practice, this is what happens when you practice regularly and you focus on it. It's like learning how to drive a car. So like when you learn how to drive a car, you're nervous because you're like, oh God. But after a while, it's like second nature, right? You're driving your car, you don't even think about like um switching gears, you don't think about like pressing the great brake pedal, you don't think about your blinkers or anything, you just do it. And so when you get into that habit of waking up, your feet on the floor, I'm so very grateful. I'm going to make some coffee. That's what I say in the morning. I get out of bed, I'm making some coffee. So, and you, with every step that you take, practice this. Put your feet on the floor. I'm so very grateful for. Go get a drink of water. I'm so very grateful for my water. I'm so very grateful for my coffee. I'm so very grateful that I can look outside and watch the birds flying around. I'm so very grateful I can go for a walk. All these things add up and they'll shift. You'll find that the brain shifts. And so making that a habit, however, which way you want to do it, making it a habit will assist with raising your resonance. It again, for those of you that are interested in ascension, it assists with ascension because why? You're raising your resonance up, you're working from your heart. And you'll find too that when you're out and about with other people, that you'll start to shift things and people will start to speak to you in a more positive light. Um, you won't hear so many like, rah, 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 rah. In fact, those growly people will probably like not spend that much time with you because you're too fun for them, because gratitude does, it brings in the fun. Because if we're always serious all the time, right? All right. So be consistent. However, which way you're working with gratitude, and however which way you're doing things, right? Okay. So we want to be able to cope with everything. And right now, one of the things that I'm asking people to do that I'm very grateful to ask people to do is this, is if you can, please donate to the food banks right now. wherever you are. Donate something to the food banks. I'm going to be donating an Aldi $40 10 people dinner to the food bank this month because there are so many people right now that are out of work. There's plenty of jobs, but there are a lot of people out of work, especially the government people are out of work right now. So, wouldn't it be so wonderful to, one, have the ability to do that, two, to ease the burdens of those people that probably won't have a great Thanksgiving unless they have food at the food bank. So please help with that. I would be very grateful for you to do that. I will. So you can express your gratitude all day long, all the time. And I want you to use this as like a science experiment. You know, use it for the whole month of November. Catch yourself. Catch yourself in your spinny thoughts and spiraling downward and stop yourself and start thinking about what you are grateful for and spiral back upward so that you can see more possibilities in your life. Let's change that habit of going down and go back up again and stay up. That's how you maintain a high resonance. That's how you maintain it, is by being grateful. That's what we do. So think about it. What are you grateful for? Try it. You never know what can happen. Right? All right. So think about it. Create a journal, which way you do it. Post-it notes. Like I said, I go to the dollar store and I buy post-it notes, and the post-it notes go everywhere. So rock on, Mary Bowberry. I'm glad you're donating. Yay! Well, I've been telling everybody this is that Aldi has a sale, like it's a Thanksgiving sale, dinner sale for $40 for 10 people. So if you can't afford like to buy a big dinner or whatever, or if you can afford to give away some food to the food bank, please do that. Yeah. I'm so grateful, Mary. Yay. All right. So it's great to practice this right now because Mercury is going retrograde today. I forget what time it went retrograde, but it is retrograde now. It'll be retrograde until the end of the month. And so this is actually a great time because you will have the ability to move through Mercury retrograde in a grateful way, in a positive way, so that it doesn't get in your way. So that way, when we get through with November, the habits are made and you can create more positive habits for yourself. You'll see, you'll feel like a different person. You will. Okay, so that's what I have to say about gratitude. Mhm. All right. So I would love for you to join me for Let's Talk About Love on Thursday night. You can go to my website, aurielgrace.net, click on the RSVP tab on the events thing, and come see us. Okay. And you'll receive a link once you RSVP. Then you'll receive a link, and then the link will take you where you need to go. It's a little complicated, but it's fun. All right. So have a wonderful week. Have a grateful week. And remember, keep your heart open and align with the energy of love. We'll see you next time. Bye.